Thank you so much for staying with us. You're still watching iBrand Daybreak on iBrandTV right here in Lagos, the commercial hub of Nigeria. Now, let's take you to the topical issue of today. We'll talk about the spate of insecurity in the Southeast region. And it is something that should be of great concern to all and sundry. Barely 2 days after some security officers were killed in Enugu State, another team of 4 policemen on stop and search duty at the outskirts of Enugu Metropolis were shot dead by armed hoodlums at about 3 p.m. on Saturday, February 12, at Obiago community along Amechi Ekeotu Agbani Town Road, leaving the road deserted till 7 p.m. It beats imagination how once most peaceful region in Nigeria is today riddled with insecurity and people living in fear. Meanwhile, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, on Saturday accused the Imo State Governor, Hope Uzodinma, and security agencies in the country of masterminding the incessant abductions and killings in the Southeast. Now, we would be talking about this further with Mazi. Mazi is right here with us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And happy anniversary to you.
Thank you very much.
42 years, that's no joke.
Yeah,
But
42 years ago, I took my wife.
Yes, we won't be going into details because, you know, today is a special day. It's Valentine's.
Yeah, I remember 35 years ago when I was also on your view. And I was invited. I was honored. I think today you are going to honor me.
Yeah, we will. Definitely.
From there, I'll go to Galaxy and they will honor me.
Yeah, that's interesting. But let's talk about this salient issue of the insecurity, spate of insecurity in the Southeast. What would you say is the origin of this insecurity?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think we have gotten it wrong. And I join my voice, my heart, my mind, everything, my body, to condemn the state of insecurity in the Southeast. Southeast used to be the best place to stay and do your business because Southeast people are known for business enterprises and things like that. I think the state governments did not do what the ordinary would have done better.
How do you mean?
Yeah, between 2010 and 2011, we were only hearing about kidnapping and things like that until Lieutenant General Ihejuruka came on board and wiped them out, primarily at Aba, with the arrest of Osikanko at a particular forest. And that calmed the whole thing. It was so bad then that even you could be going on the road, they say, sit down, bring 10,000 naira. It was so bad. But now it has gotten to a high level that we don't know what has happened. I think the mistake started when before 2020, 2019, when they were clamoring for election. All the governors were clamoring to go back, and they were running their mouths here and there. I'm able to say it. They were running their mouths. They don't want somebody, maybe the president was almighty, if I say almighty, I have to be very careful because only God is almighty, mighty, because they don't want anything that will hinder them from getting back to the second term. And you remember they were the first set of people that prescribed IPO. They were the first. Then condemning it completely. But come to think about it, the IPO people, they were there during the time of Obasanjo. It wasn't so violent like this. They were there during Jonathan. It was when 2019, when this government were clamoring, all of them were running their mouth, condemning their own children, condemning the activities without calling them for a roundtable conference. Dialogue is key. They failed to do that. They now went ahead and prescribed them. Then the federal government, instead of them, you see, a father is a father that doesn't throw the bathwater with water, with the water. Instead of them to look at it, they were so myopic.
But are you saying that they weren't violent before they were prescribed? Because one of the reasons...
They were not violent. They were just peaceful agitators. No, they were not violent. It was when they were prescribed that they say, remember, the international community up to tomorrow, I've never recognized them as a terrorist organization.
Yes.
So that's the problem. Then Uzodinma from, one thing you have to understand with Igbos, what is wrong is wrong. Uzodinma has never been recognized as a governor of the. That's the problem. Then with the jumping from PDP to APC. Of the governor of Ebonyi State, and himself also started running his own mouth carelessly, thinking they will give him the presidential ticket for APC. That's the original. That's the origin of that.
Mazi, I would not like us to justify the actions of the IPOB, because we know that we have been seeing a lot of unbecoming acts from them now. Especially we saw the killing of Dr. Chike Akunyili, the widower of...
But they disassociated themselves from there.
Yeah, they did, but all fingers were pointing at them.
Forget about that.
Hold on, Mazi. We also heard of the case of how some YX students were stopped from writing their examinations just because. We also know of the sit at home. A lot of fingers have been pointing at them. So I don't want us to exonerate them from these actions.
I personally, I have, in all the places I've gone, condemned that action. One, it is very wrong for you to stop children from writing the exams. Do you know the type of evil you have got, evil and wrong you have done to these children? Unless they were able to pass their WAEC, they will not, that day they stopped them was on the day they were to write their English examinations on NECO. I was in the studio and I condemned it completely. And also, I condemned the activities, though they were, agitators, they should be civil, should have women first. No right-thinking person at my age, I've never seen the Bolan being bloodshed like this before. I've never. So who said? But then the IPOB have disassociated themselves from all these things. But you see, when hoodlums take over, what honor would have been nipped in the bud? What do you say?
Okay, let me take you on Mazi.
Not everything you talk about IPOB. We condemn, even the IPOB themselves. They said, we are not behind this at home. Today is more that I would have traveled today. But because of fear, if you go to the east now, Abia, very free, you can go anywhere. But Anambra, Enugu, Imo, they are sit at home. Not that they are now observing because of fear of uncertainty. I also read that even banks have now decided to work on Saturday and Sundays.
So you're saying IPOB has nothing to do with the sit-at-home order?
You see, it is just like you are giving a dog a bad name to hang it. That's the truth about it.
Because some factions,
time and again, we have read it. And they said we are not. In fact, they said the governors, the leaders in the south should enforce, arrest those enforcing it.
But are you aware that IPOB has factions, and some have owned up to the fact that they ordered the sit-at-home order?
No. You see, let me tell you, it just boils down to what I said now. Give a dog a bad name.
Okay.
Now, see, IPOB, before it was, what do you call them now? Before Wazirike was a part of it, then from there, and things like that. You see, in a society, there must be bad eggs. Don't say that I'm agreeing with you. In a society, there are bad eggs. The men IPOB have said we are not.
Who are the main IPOB? Is it the one headed by Nnamdi Kanu?
Yes.
Okay, I was about taking you on. I'll still delve to what you just said regards the main IPOB or not main IPOB. But you talked about, father relations, the governors, and the rhetorics they dished out or uttered at the time, having to play a part in this. We also know quite well of the feud between, the former governor Okorocha and the incumbent Hope Uzodinma. How much of an influence or impact did that have in the brain tensions within Imo State?
You see, if it is so, it would have been limited to Imo State, not spreading
to Southeast.
To South, the general. Like I told you, Abia State is relatively calm. I'm from Abia State, and each time I travel home, I took time to visit Aba, Umaya, the main two cities.
Yes.
And relatively calm. If you are traveling, like I'll be traveling tomorrow, right? If you are traveling, you only see police checkpoints from Onisha, Owerri Road. After one checkpoint, after that, you don't see any checkpoint again. You don't see policemen again. Till you enter Abia. In Abia, you don't see them. I will go to Aba tomorrow, And I will come back here next week to tell you. Even during Christmas, I spent about 23 days in the East. It is the problem because selfish leaders. They want to outsmart each other. Okay, but then, is it not foolishness? It's not stupidity. It's not wickedness from the high places that will make you to go and kill somebody. You cannot create. But it was shown on the social media that even Okorocha and his brother, they were hugging themselves. And you are here telling me wicked. I mean, you see, they know what they are doing. And it's only the foolish people who will give into that.
Well, that could be politicking, by the way, the issue of, you know, rival leaders hugging each other. We've seen that play out several times. It doesn't mean that, you know, that not warring parties, so to speak. But let's delve into, you know, the issue of the real IPOB, the fake IPOB, as you said, or part of them. IPOB is IPOB in that sense. How can the federal government or the state government, you know, involved discern that this is the real IPOB and these are the peacemakers, these are the hoodlums and what have you?
Selfish interest came in. Leaders should know how to talk. Leaders should be able to know how to bring their subject.
When you say leaders, are you talking about the governors?
The governors
of the
Southeast.
Okay.
They caused this problem. Because they were sitting on the fence because of 2019 election. That was the problem. They were sitting on the fence and they were attacking, saying all manner of things against the Nnamdi Kanu and things like that. Mark you, I never supported the action of Nnamdi Kanu. I never. And I said it openly, and one lady attacked me on the social media. She never knew who I am until somebody called her attention. And even she said, after all, you are not my mate. Until somebody said, this man you are talking about, he's almost 70. And she sent a lot of apology to me. So, so what I'm trying to say, our leaders, the 5 states of the Southeast, they caused some of this problem because they were selfish. They were all interested going back either to the Senate, going back as governors. If they have done the needful by calling these people together, because dialogue is key. God said, come, let us reason together. Right? But they didn't do that. They were after. Before you know it, they went to court and said they prescribed this. And then the government, the federal government didn't do what they should have done.
Mazi, let me take you up on that.
Because even the president didn't like anything about it.
Okay, so I'm going to take you up on that because a lot of stakeholders and commentators have alluded to what you just said, that the federal government is not really open or friendly to the Southeasterners.
That's right.
For instance, look at the statement he made that caused the Twitter ban, saying that he's going to treat them in the language that they understand. Right. Do you also think that perhaps the federal government is being nepotic when it comes to handling these issues?
Of course. If that time, like I said, between 1999 to 2010, it was relatively calm and quiet everywhere. A passenger was there. It was this, the present governor that gave them prominence.
All right, Mazi, I need you to wrap up in 30 seconds.
Okay, what I'm trying to say, the state governors in the Southeast should do the needful. Okay. They should go, but they should apologize to the Southerners that we made mistake initially. There's nothing wrong in you saying, I'm sorry. And that should be the key. And those of them, most of them and the Okorocha should sort themselves out because they are fooling the whole thing. Abia is staying aloof. And that is why because he has not been performed. Because people are not happy with what is happening.
Mazi, that's a fine place to leave it. We'll take a break. When we come back, we will be delving into all the love, romance, and Valentine. Please stay with us.